Okay, so this is the account linking screen. So we have keyed in the medical record number, say 5620. So against this particular medical record, so we can specify the sponsor details. So this is again being done for the first time. So once the patient comes for the first time and the patient is registered, then you capture the patient says that I have an insurance who's covering for treatment, or some corporate who's covering. So he or she will be referred to the respective desk who will be in charge for handling these credit customers, wherein they will use this screen and then link the patient to that particular sponsor after verifying the necessary details. Okay, so by default it will pick and then show as cash patient. You need not do this for all patients who will be paying by cash. So by default system will assume that the patient is a cash patient only. Only the patient has specific sponsors, say insurance or corporate. That's when we need to link the patient line. So I will specify the link type as MRN. I will explain later as to what other link type means. Okay, so I'm specifying the link type as MRN, and against this I will link the patient to the state health insurance. Within the state health insurance there may be multiple health plans or multiple policies within this insurance company like. So this particular patient is subscribed under which policy of that particular insurance company. So you can specify that in the sub account. So the main account will be state health insurance and the sub account will be the respective policy. Okay, so like this here there are various other provisions. Once you link, I mean as per the definition in the customer as to what you have specified as the validations, required validations for capturing the policy ID and the necessary documents which needs to be verified and scanned and attached. All of those verifications and validations will happen here. Okay, some of the insurance companies and certain part of the world, they allow to auto validating this, verifying this process even. So in this case, whenever we link the patient to this particular insurance companies and health plan, a message will be sent, a request will be sent to this insurance company, verifying, asking them to provide or to verify and say that whether the patient with this particular policy ID is having a valid insurance contract with them or not. So that is again possible. We have the capability to integrate or talk to these insurance companies directly also and send a message and receive message electronically and accordingly apply that information here. So that is one way. Wherever, whichever insurance company does not support it, it will be a manual thing, manual verification of the insurance ID and whatever the policy start and end date as specified in the insurance company. You can capture that in the system. That is the from and to date what you are seeing here. Okay, and also you have the provision to have multiple payers also. It's not just one payer as we are seeing at state health insurance. There can be a secondary payer, there can be a tertiary payer also. We will look into that particular scenario later. We will show you that. For now, we will just link the patient to one particular account, and later on we'll take a scenario to demonstrate that particular aspect. Okay. So we will save this, and then now we'll generate a consultation bill. Now, since the focus here is mainly on the RCM, I am leaving all the related aspects. Of course, the patient registration is required, and we have a registration module, appointment module, and extensive admission, discharge, transfer, ADT modules also, which is not the scope of today's demonstration. In case where we need to implement our solution as a standalone billing module, we have the capability to integrate with any other third-party HIS the hospital may choose to run and capture the registration, ADT, and all other information from this system as well. So the flexibility relating to that is there. Okay, either to run as a standalone RCM shoot or integrating with or using our own administrative module. Okay, so and depending upon the workflow, the consultation bill, why we are starting with the consultation bill, now that the patient is registered and is linked to a particular account, we have identified the payer for the patient. Now at the time of the patient wants to see a physician for doing a consultation, the appointment, various other aspects are involved. Once everything is done, the patient comes to the hospital on the day he or she wants to see the doctor. At that time, there may be two different processes. One process is you allow the patient to see the doctor, then you raise a consultation bill after the visit is done. In majority of the scenario, primarily in India and Middle East, the situation is we do a consultation charge upfront and then allow the patient to go and see the doctor. So depending system supports both, either doing a generating consultation bill preliminary to the patient visit, patient seeing the doctor, or post the visit, and whatever associated workflow how the charges needs to be picked based on that, we can handle it. Okay. So in this case, we are demonstrating a scenario wherein like a pay as you go, meaning every service you pay and then avail the service. So that's the flow in which we'll be running the outpatient, and inpatient it will be after the fact. We will see that. Okay. So I'm choosing the encounter type as a outpatient and choosing the doctor as whichever doctor the patient is seeing, and choosing that doctor. In this case, Alice Doris, his specialty is general surgery, and by default the charge code will be picked, which can be configured in the system, or if you have multiple consultation charge code, you can choose the charge codes as to. So in this case, there we have defined only one charge code as first visit, consultation first visit, which will be picked and then shown here. Okay, then we will generate the bill. So we will generate the bill against for this particular patient, and then we will show how the co-payment, whatever we have defined like $25 as co-payment for the patient, right? So how that is calculated, you can see that here. Okay, so in this case, we are generating as a cash patient itself. So it's saying the entire amount needs to be paid by the patient as cash. Supposing we do for an insurance patient, it will automatically allocate the charges and then show. We'll demonstrate that. This is for a cash patient. Okay, so here you see the consultation bill.